So this is a great question that I've had asked of me, and so I'd like to share it with all of you, those of you who have teams. Just think of everybody who's on your team if you have employees today. And then ask yourself one question, and you'll hopefully walk away from tonight knowing what you should do, if anything, about this. Would I enthusiastically rehire this person? This is a great gut check on whether you've got the right people on your bus. Now, what may be missing in your organization if you're thinking, man, I got a few people I can actually be done with, turn that back on yourself. You may not be clear on the context of what you're building for your staff. And that comes back to core values. The thing that's great about core values is it doesn't mean you're better than people. It just means you're clear on how you do it. And so if you're clear on how you do it and everyone else is clear on how you do it, it's okay to not have those same values. It doesn't make you better or worse than the other individual. It just makes it clear about who should be with you on the journey you're taking. A few more thoughts on people. The diversity of talent is good, so you're not making clones necessarily with a values-based hiring strategy. But again, not living your values isn't good. Crystal clear on hire on them and fire on them. Get them off if they don't live them, because it hurts the rest of your team if they're the exception to the rule. Loyalty is great, but again has its limits. I'll talk a bit about that. Patience for A players who temporarily become B players. So absolutely okay with someone who's got something going on in their personal life or something inside the business, interpersonal conflict, or whatever the case may be that's disrupting them from being an absolute hitter on your squad. It's okay to have patience for them and show them loyalty, because guess what? Companies go through rough patches as well. And at mine, I hope that my team will weather the tough storms with me and go through that. So I extend that back. But again, loyalty has limits, and I'll come to the third point on this slide. On promoting your people, they got to be a superstar in their current role. They got to be an extraordinary example of living your core values. And then the loyalty with limits is about that superstar in your team who doesn't fit with the team. So often comes back to values, but you may have someone who's, a software programmer hitting it out of the park, hitting all their deadlines, but they treat everyone else like crap. They don't share knowledge. They're hoarding it all internally. They don't work well with the marketing team. Blah blah blah. These people, as much as you like that they get those projects done, it's tempting sometimes to promote them. You got a sales rep who's hitting all their quotas all the time. If they're not a fit, that's the team suffers. It's better for the team. Again, team over individuals is what will propel your business forward. Another really great book. I take a lot of cues from this one. It's called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. It's kind of a negative title, but there's just nuggets of gold in there as well. Building a company is hard. Diversity of talent brings lots of different ideas into your organization. So what will often come from that is conflict, internal debate. And these are things that are good. You want to draw that stuff out. There should not be a company where no one's disagreeing with each other. So don't be afraid to build a big team and have that kind of thing happening. Foster that debate, because that's how you will find better ways to solve problems inside your company, is when the people on the team can have that healthy dialogue to improve the situation with your business, whatever's going on. You've got a customer issue, you've got a new solution you want to take to market, whatever the case may be. Foster that debate. Don't draw away from it. But again, keep it healthy and respectful. Don't forget your values. Okay, on leadership, a lot of entrepreneurs start their businesses thinking, I'm going to be the boss. It's great. I'm going to get rich. $100 million company. So I don't think leadership is a title. And entrepreneurship is not a path toward being a boss. I've never had so many bosses in my life since starting RTOWN. I do fundamentally believe startups today are inverted in their organizational structure, where the CEO is at the bottom and everyone else is above them, leading to a great service for the customer. So, and I think this is great. I think this is actually healthy. So don't shy away from being an entrepreneur. If you think you're going to be the boss, let's just get that fallacy out of the way right now. You're not. You're going to end up working like I do. If you want to, really make a dent in the universe, I think most entrepreneurs, and there's another quote from Elon Musk that talks about this. You're 75, 80 hours a week. Like your life as an entrepreneur is incredibly, incredibly busy to achieve your goals. And so what I want to say about the fact that it's good for you is that the companies that are kind of behind us, that have built and are established, these behemoth institutions, these guys are ripe for disruption. And it's happening today because they've got that traditional sort of political or military style org structure, which is fantastic because it makes them incredibly slow to move. Yellow pages. It opens opportunity for your organization to be incredibly nimble, fast-moving, and to constantly iterate and evolve. And so it's not something to be afraid of. Celebrate it, welcome it, because it's going to make your company incredibly awesome and thrive through the long term. Check out online the Netflix Culture Deck if you haven't checked that out. There's 150 slides on slideshare.com. Fantastic. Talks a lot about what Netflix is trying to do. If you know their story, they started as they were shipping DVDs to your home, right? Talk about a massive pivot and the disruption in the boxed movie rental business. And of course, an ounce of action is worth a pound of words. As the leader, you've got to live and breathe everything that you are spouting out. I love this quote. Goes back to the inverted org chart. If you want to exercise power and authority over people, join the military or go into politics. Don't become an entrepreneur.